This is Kelly Belcher, and I am recording my digital platform assignment number 2 on the scavenger hunt for the scholarly article on my topic of my choosing, and how I came to choose that topic, and the findings that I came to in the articles. I first started looking into different topics on mental health in teenagers, and obviously this is a pretty broad topic, but I specifically wanted to explore social media and the negative effects that social media is having on our teenagers these days. I am a bit of a Luddite. I tend to be a little skeptical about the overall wonderful world of technology that we have these days. I think that there are some negative things that are coming with the positive, and I wanted to explore that with specifically in regard to teenagers and their mental health and how they communicate with one another and with adults, how it can affect their schoolwork and how it can affect them in their future and professionally. And obviously this is very, very large. So I eventually narrowed it down to suicide, like teen suicide, and it is such a huge, big, important topic right now, and it just seems to be getting worse instead of better. And I wanted to explore the heavy communication themes that surround that, which eventually led me to the Netflix series of 13 Reasons Why. And for those that aren't familiar, it is a show about a teenage girl that commits suicide, and don't worry, this is not a spoiler because you know that from the very beginning. And she leaves behind 13 audio recordings on cassette tapes, and they are being passed through a series of people at the school and kind of slowly revealing the reasons and the events and the people, all these things about why that led to her decision to commit suicide. And the article that I kept coming across in my various searching with different terms and different parameters was the article Teen Suicide Fanning the Flames of a Public Health Crisis. It is written by 2 female doctors, Dr. Fuhrer and Havens, and it was published in the Journal of the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry. And it actually took me a long time to find the full text of the article. It was kind of difficult to find, even though it's not very long, but it actually has some interesting conclusions because their conclusions are different than mine, that they are not really a proponent for this show, for this Netflix series, that it can in a way sensationalize suicide. It is a little bit of an overexposure of these children to always have this constant access to a visual reminder of a girl who committed suicide, and that they reference the CDC and how the numbers are going up, that the rates of suicide are going up, or just the helplines and the resources for prevention. Children are either the ones that have attempted or have suicidal ideations are referencing this television series as a reason. And so they talk about that a little bit, and they it's overall pretty negative in their conclusions. One thing that they said specifically was in regard to this overexposure is that we need to improve the capacities of the child psychiatry care system to have the ability to support youth who are triggered by an environmental exposure that has permeated the culture. And I suffice it to say that all of our Netflixing and binge watching is an overexposure for children these days, and it's something that it's unprecedented to have this kind of exposure to good and bad. And it's possible that these things are contributing to the negative mental health of teenagers these days, and in some instances leading them to suicide. So that is the article that I found in my scavenger hunt. I look forward to exploring the issue further and finding additional articles that talk about the positives as well as the negatives of this film and the different ways that it can provide equipment for living. There's a lot to be pulled from this from a communication standpoint, and I really am looking forward to the different conclusions that can be made from other articles and other sources to support my topic of social media and teen suicide.